Crete, an island full of charm, history, and unspoiled nature. In the summer, it is a destination for sun and beach vacations, while in the autumn, it is perfect for discovering the beauty of nature. I visited the island at the end of November, with still pleasant temperatures of around 22 degrees Celsius. Although much of the island enters a kind of winter hibernation and many tourist spots are closed, there is still plenty to experience. Crete is the largest island in Greece, and is hardly possible to fully explore from just one location. That's why I chose to do that from 3 different spots. In this video, I'll take you to the most beautiful places I visited on the island. I begin my 11-day journey on the east side of the island, staying alone in a large apartment complex near Istro. It quickly becomes apparent that most tourists have already left the island. The first place I visit is the Vriomeni Monastery, built in the 14th century. Beneath this significant monument lies a spring that has provided water to the residents of the nearby village since ancient times. Unfortunately, the monastery is closed during my visit, but its stunning location and the scenic road leading to it, that doesn't matter much. A striking feature of Crete is the many gorges that wind through the landscape. In addition to the well-known tourist gorges, there are plenty of others worth exploring in peace and quiet. After a short visit to the Farángi Mésona, I continue my journey to hike through the Farángi Mésona Gorge. The starting point of the gorge is located at the significant archaeological site of Azoria, an ancient settlement from the early Iron Age, around 1200 BC. This is a remarkable beginning to a beautiful journey through the gorge, which offers breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape. The total length of the hike is approximately 9 kilometers. After about 3 kilometers, the narrow, steep paths give way to wider trails, leading you to a second archaeological site. Castro, another ancient city from a time long before Christ. This place is especially known for its strategic location, with an impressive view of the Gulf of Mirabello. It was likely founded as a refuge after the collapse of the Minoan palace system. A visit to this remarkable city offers a unique glimpse into an era thousands of years ago. The parking area where the route begins features another remarkable object. Here, you will find one of the oldest olive trees in the world. With a circumference of approximately 22 meters, the tree's age is estimated over 3,000 years old. On Crete, you will find many monasteries, of which Toplou is one of the best preserved. It was originally built in the 15th century during Venetian rule, but was later destroyed by earthquakes and pirate attacks. The current structure dates back to the 17th century and has an imposing appearance, resembling a fortified castle, which made the monastery well defended against attacks. The name of the monastery is no coincidence, as it is derived from the word cannon, referring to the cannons the monastery used to defend itself. Near the monastery, on the eastern tip of the island, you will find Vai Beach. This place is often considered one of the most beautiful beaches on the island and borders the largest palm forest in Europe. This forest covers an area of approximately 200 hectares and consists of thousands of palm trees of a rare species that grows exclusively in the eastern Mediterranean. The combination of the palm forest, white sandy beaches, and turquoise waters makes this place unique and definitely worth a visit. The last location I visit on the east coast is the Farángi Mésona, also known as the Gorge of the Dead. It stretches over a length of approximately 8 kilometers. You can walk through the valley itself, but there are also viewpoints along the route above the gorge, offering spectacular views of this awe-inspiring landscape. The name derives from the many caves in the steep walls, which were used as burial sites during the Minoan period. Excavations have led to significant discoveries, such as pottery, jewelry, and weapons, which show that the Minoans had a rich and complex culture around 5,000 years ago. The thought that people buried their loved ones here thousands of years ago makes visiting this gorge particularly special. The mountainous landscape of Crete offers countless viewpoints to enjoy its natural beauty. On my way to the coastal village of Myrtos, I stopped several times to explore the surroundings, with white villages scattered across the mountainous terrain. The village of Myrtos is very quiet in the autumn. The beautiful beach is almost deserted, and many bars are closed. It's the perfect moment to reconnect with nature, so I head towards the Dikti mountain range. In autumn, the nature here is at its most stunning. The valley I drive through, heading towards the Lasithi Plateau, is a magnificent palette of colorful autumn trees. The winding road to one of the island's most famous landmarks is truly breathtaking. Along the way, the Lasithi Plateau comes into view. This vast plain, spanning approximately 25 square kilometers, is situated at an altitude of about 800 meters in the heart of the mountain range. Thanks to the meltwater from the surrounding mountains, the soil here is very fertile and ideal for agriculture. The Diktion Cave, located here, is also a significant landmark. According to Greek mythology, this is the birthplace of Zeus. The mountainous landscape combined with the vast plateau offers a breathtaking panoramic view of the surroundings. It's a place you absolutely cannot miss when visiting the island. One of the major cities on the eastern side of the island is Agios Nikolaos, a picturesque port town located on the Gulf of Mirabelu. What makes this town unique is Limni Vulismeni, a small lake in the heart of the city with a depth of over 60 meters. Surrounded by terraces and high rock walls, it is a stunning spot to relax after a day full of adventure, as well as to enjoy a short walk around the lake. A little to the north of the town lies a remarkable small island, Kalidon, also known as Spinalonga. In 1579, the Venetians built a fortress on the island to defend the bay against pirates and the Ottomans. The impressive walls, towers, and bastions surrounding the island provide a vivid glimpse of the military architecture of that era. After several conquests, the island took on a completely different role in the early 1900s. It was declared a leper colony, where patients from all over Greece were sent. Thanks to medical advancements, the colony was closed in 1957. Since the 1970s, Spinalonga has become one of the most popular destinations and is a protected historic monument. Another popular destination is Chersonissos, perhaps the most touristy spot on the island, particularly visited by many young people during the summer. Like many other places, this village becomes completely deserted in the autumn during the off-season. The number of bars still open can be counted on one hand, giving you the feeling of walking through an abandoned ghost town. After spending a few days in the east, it's time to head to the center of the island. On the way, I make a stop at the southern cliffs, Farángi Mésona. This is a breathtaking place with an incredible view of the gorge and the sea. With a bit of luck, The highest waterfall on the island can be found here, although unfortunately, it was still dry during my visit. I explore the central part of the island from the coastal town of Agia, a peaceful place with around 1,000 inhabitants, offering a pleasant and charming atmosphere. Near the village of Zaros lies the Rouvas Gorge. From the Zaros Lake, you can start the hike through the gorge, which spans approximately 11 kilometers. Shortly into the route, you'll come across a large monastery, a modern structure with a stunning appearance and a beautiful location. The gorge is situated in the Siluritis Nature Park, renowned for its impressive landscapes, pristine beauty, and designation as a UNESCO Global Geopark. The trail offers breathtaking views, wooden bridges, and densely forested valleys. At the end of the route, there is a small chapel where you can either continue your journey or, as I did, follow the path back. Although it's not a particularly strenuous climb, completing the route will take you about 3 to 4 hours. At the beginning of the video, we already saw the structures of old towns high in the mountains, and you can also find these structures in the central part of the island. The ancient city of Rizania is located on a plateau about 30 kilometers south of Heraklion, near the modern village of the same name. The city was strategically situated and offered an impressive view over the Messara Plain. It dates back to the 8th century BC. Excavations in this city have uncovered some of the oldest examples of urban architecture and sculpture in all of Greece. Near the ruins, you will also find a small chapel that offers a stunning view of the valley. The landscape of Crete is truly stunning. The small villages in the mountains, the shepherds walking along the roads with their sheep, and the olive harvest taking place during this period beautifully illustrate what life is like for the locals in the low season. But even the breathtaking roads, winding through the mountainous terrain, make a tour of the island highly appealing. From the natural landscapes, we drive north to the island's northern region, where I visit the city of Rethimnon. Located on the northern coast, this is the third largest city on the island. It quickly becomes clear that the city has a rich history. The enormous fort along the coast dates back to the 16th century and towers high above the city. The fort stands as a testament to the strategic and cultural significance the city has held throughout the centuries. The thick walls, bastions, and the Sultan Ibrahim Mosque are reminders of the city's and the island's past. The old town surrounding the fort further enhances its character. The narrow streets, lighthouse, and Naraja Mosque make it well worth a visit. About 60 kilometers west of the city lies the capital, also one of the largest cities in Greece. For many, it is the place where they arrive at the airport. It is a city rich in historical buildings, but also a modern one with vibrant nightlife and plenty of shops. Outside the old city walls, near the entrance to the harbor, you will find the Koules Fortress, a Venetian fort from the 16th century built as a defensive structure. This robust, square building with thick walls was later used as a storage space, prison, and military base. In the harbor, you can also find the old shipyards from the same period. These long stone buildings with large arches were used for repairing and building ships. Originally, there were 19 shipyards, but only a few remain today. They are a fine example of the engineering skills that already existed at the time. The old city center is a wonderful place to wander around, offering a mix of historic and modern architecture, including the Morosini Fountain, one of the most iconic landmarks of the city and the heart of the old center. The Enetiki Loggia and the many squares also beautifully showcase the harmony between the present and the past. It's time to explore the southwestern coast between Agia Galini and Gafira Aradenas. The first stop is the beautiful Niagos on Triopetra, a sprawling beach bordered by the Three Stones. These impressive rock formations, jutting from the land into the sea and surrounded by crystal clear water, make this beach a true hidden gem. The stunning coastal route, lined with similarly massive rock formations, leads us to Triopetra Preveli, a secluded beach where the Kourtaliotiko River flows into the sea. Surrounded by palm forests, stairways, and breathtaking views, this is a place of exceptional beauty. The view over the sea, with the heart-shaped island rising from the water, makes it a perfect spot to enjoy peace and tranquility. A little further inland, there's a climb to a small church on a unique hill. This solitary hill, with its white chapel visible from afar, immediately catches the eye. You'll want to go there. The short hike of a few kilometers, either entirely on foot or partly by car, takes you to the top, where breathtaking views await. The chapel is open and perfect for a moment of serenity. From a distance, the hill may seem more inaccessible than it truly is, so don't be deterred. This stunning panoramic view is well worth the effort. Although Crete is full of stunning gorges, there aren't many you can drive through by car. The Kourtaliotiko Gorge is located slightly north of the small church we just visited. The road, spanning just over 2 kilometers, takes you through these breathtaking rock formations. Places like this make traveling across the island an absolute delight, and it's highly recommended to always rent a car when exploring Crete. It remains a remarkable experience to visit places that thrive during the high season, but are now deserted and abandoned. This is also the case with this resort near the famous Pirate Fjord, where no one can be found anymore. This makes the place all the more special, allowing you to enjoy it in complete tranquility. due to the rugged mountain landscape along the southern coast. There are only a few ways to travel north. One of these is the gorge we just saw, while the other two require driving over long mountain roads with many hairpin bends. It's a great opportunity to leave the coastal route for a while and take a drive through the mountains. At the end of the coastal route, near the village of Rethimnon, lies the last long climb. Around 21 hairpin bends lead you to the higher plateau where the Aradena Bridge is located. This steel bridge, spanning the gorge of the same name, was built in 1986 and is truly impressive. It was constructed to make the abandoned village of Aradena and its surrounding area more accessible, but it is now primarily a tourist attraction. For thrill seekers, you can even go bungee jumping from the bridge. It is renowned as one of the best spots in Greece for this activity, and is also the highest bungee jumping location in the country. In the heart of the island, you'll find, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful hiking trails you can do on Crete. The climb through the Farángi Mésona, a stunning path about 6 kilometers long. The gorge can be roughly divided into 3 sections. Starting from the village of the same name, you first walk through countless olive trees before the real ascent begins. You'll climb along narrow and steep paths situated near the cliffs, enjoying breathtaking views along the way. During the hike, you'll be surrounded by griffin vultures circling overhead, making this gorge a truly unique and awe-inspiring experience. Once you reach the top of the gorge, a stunning valley awaits you, complete with a small chapel built under the rocks. A remarkable old building, beautifully situated in this extraordinary setting. From the chapel, you can choose to either walk back along the same path or continue and loop back to the starting point via the upper side of the mountains. The views are stunning for both options, making this route a true hidden gem on Crete. It's a fantastic spot if you enjoy unspoiled nature and a peaceful, not too long hike. For the final days of my trip, I will visit the western part of the island, where the stunning Lefka Ori, or White Mountains, are located. This is an impressive mountain range, with its highest peak, Prinias, reaching 2,453 meters. The area is a mix of towering peaks, gorges, and plateaus, with the most famous attraction being the Samaria Gorge. I will only visit the starting point of the hike, as the route is unfortunately closed during the autumn and winter. It is a unique landscape with a moon-like appearance at higher altitudes. On the west coast, you'll find the most beautiful beaches of the island. In the southern tip, there's Elafonissi Beach, also known as the Pink Beach. The beach has acquired its light pink color due to the presence of crushed shells and tiny corals. Just a stone's throw away from this stunning piece of nature stands the Chersonissos Monastery. Perched on a rock overlooking the sea, this is a truly unique spot. The monastery was built in the 17th century in a traditional Byzantine architectural style with white walls and a simple, understated appearance. It's a beautiful place and pairs perfectly with a day trip to the beach. I'm heading further north to almost the northernmost tip of the west coast. In my opinion, this is where the most beautiful beach is located, Balos Beach. Via a long gravel road of about 10 kilometers, you reach the parking area from where you walk about 2 kilometers to the beach. But once you see it, it's a breathtaking sight. The lagoon, with its shallow and azure blue waters and the stunning islands off the coast, makes this a perfect spot for a day trip. In summer, it's ideal for swimming, and in autumn, you can enjoy the tranquility and natural beauty. The journey there, the walk, and the phenomenal view make this a must-see destination during your trip to Crete. In the last days, I stayed in the small mountain village of Vafes, a traditional village where many old stone houses can still be found. From the village, you can walk into a small gorge where several caves are located. These caves served as hiding places during uprisings against Ottoman rule in the 18th century. However, this was discovered, and a large fire was lit at the entrance, leading to the deaths of dozens of Cretans. From this village, it is about 30 kilometers to one of the most beautiful cities on the island, Chania. This beautiful city is located on the north coast and is known for its stunning Venetian harbor, rich history, and charming old town center. In the city, various influences from different civilizations can be found. For example, the old town is surrounded by Venetian city walls, and there's a church with both a bell tower and a minaret, which is extremely rare to find on a single building, not only in Greece, but worldwide. It is also the second largest city on the island, with approximately 55,000 inhabitants. The old cobblestone streets, lined with many boutiques, restaurants, and traditional tavernas, make this a city perfect for strolling, learning about the island's history, and thoroughly enjoying your trip. In my opinion, this is the most beautiful city you can find on Crete, and a must-see if you are on the island. In the western part of the island, you'll find many more beautiful places to visit. For example, the fortress of Askifou, located on a hill, offers a stunning view over the plateau of the same name and the surrounding mountainous landscape. It was used as a military structure during various periods, even during World War II and the Battle of Crete. You can also visit the cave of Agios Sofias, which has become a religious site, and a little further north, the Komolithi. These unique clay-like rock formations that rise from the ground are definitely worth a stop. And then my trip is coming to an end. On my way to the airport, I make one last stop at Spileo Melidoni, an impressive historical cave. This place was also used as a hideout during the Greek War of Independence, where the tragic Melidoni massacre took place in 1823. Many were killed by the Ottoman army. With this tragic but remarkable place, my journey on Crete sadly comes to an end. This trip has shown me how diverse and breathtaking this part of Greece is. The island is truly beautiful, and perhaps it's even at its most stunning in the off-season. The untouched beauty of the mountain ranges, the gorges, and the coastlines with white beaches can be admired in complete peace. This is an island that is definitely worth visiting. Share this video with those you'd like to explore this island with. Like it if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my future travels. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.